Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Today I wanted to go over my gravel bike. I had a little bit of a plan for myself. Starting in 2026, I wanted to start commuting a lot more to work on my bike. So the current plan is for the first month or two, starting in 2026, I'm going to commute 3 days a week. And then after that first month or two, once I get comfortable and I figure out clothing and all the proper kit for wet weather riding and whatnot, get a better light for my bike. The headlight is currently very dim, so with how dark it gets right now, I'd be riding in basically darkness. My current headlight is useless. So headlight is going to be the main thing. I have a pretty good taillight now, but let's go over the bike. Okay, so what we have here is a 2023 Canyon Grizl AL7, so it's an aluminum frame, and this particular one, I can't remember exactly what they call this particular build, but it has a RockShox Rudy suspension fork on the front, and it's only 30 millimeter travel, so it's pretty minimal travel, but it does the job. I've always been a road bike person. My first bike that I built was I believe 1997 Specialized Alley, and I bought it as a frame set and built it. And then I started to get into fixed gear like most people did around the 2010 area, something like that. Maybe it was earlier than that, I can't fully remember. But so I built a couple of fixed gears, and now here we are. Had a Santa Cruz Heckler, which is a full suspension mountain bike, and honestly that was a bit overkill for my typical use case, so sold it to someone who would actually use it for its intended purpose, not just riding around on the street primarily. But ever since the gravel bikes started to take off, I've wanted one, because again, I am primarily a road bike person, but I like the idea of doing some like off-road exploration from time to time, and this one does it. This is a perfect build for me as far as like factory build, with the RockShox Rudy 30 millimeter suspension fork in the front. It's just enough to take the chatter off of most things. At some point I might get one of the Ergon leaf spring seat posts, but I don't know. Currently this is totally fine. I did take the factory saddle off. For me, it was pretty stiff and honestly too sticky. Like it's very tacky. You have to kind of pick yourself up off the saddle. Anytime you want to move around, you have to pick yourself up and physically move rather than slide. I've actually had this saddle for quite a while, since one of my first fixed gear builds. I had 2 of these Physique saddles. It's pretty nice because it actually has titanium rails, carbon fiber underneath. It's hard to tell with the sun, but carbon fiber shell, and this color, the person that I bought it from had 2. I guess he was with like a group that all of them had these kind of hummingbird, what would you call it, fluorescent, I guess, I don't know, but all of them had this kind of hummingbird scheme on their saddle, which I like. It does not really go with this build, but it's comfortable enough. I ended up getting a 3D printed saddle from AliExpress that had a carbon fiber shell and carbon fiber rails, but it just wasn't comfortable for me. The padding itself just wasn't enough. I don't wear bib shorts or anything with a chamois in it. I just wear standard, trousers, pants. And this saddle is totally fine for me. But the 3D printed saddle and the factory saddle that came on this was a no-go for me. The person that I bought it from also included this frame bag here. I guess you would call it a half frame bag, even though the interior space is not really exactly half of the interior triangle of the frame there. I would like to either get a custom frame bag built by a buddy of mine that comes all the way down, or order one. I'm not sure which one I will do yet. This is the light that I ended up going with. It's a Lezyne Strip Drive Pro, and it's the AI model, which it's, not really AI, it just senses when you're starting to brake and it will light up. And then once you start moving again, it will go into whatever mode it was originally in. It's pretty bright, 400 lumens, so I figured that would be a good light to go with. I do have a backup light right here, which is just kind of a little thing, but if I wanted to have this on solid, like that, at least I have a flashing light and a solid light for like daytime. But then at night I might have both of these flashing or just this one flashing, I'm not really sure. But there's that. I haven't really ridden with this Lezyne light yet, but I actually really like it. It's very durable and sturdy. I've seen a lot of other people's videos and it's usually nothing but good things. I think the only thing that I was seeing in other people's videos was that the flap for where the charging port was would not go back in very well to seal it, but that has been since fixed with this particular model. It's actually very secure. Drivetrain wise, this is the factory SRAM Rival group set. Everything's factory. I do have some clipless shoes right now, just wearing boots because I'm doing this quick video, not going out for a real ride. But yeah, the pedals work fine for my needs. I can wear regular shoes or my clipless shoes. New pads, clean the rotors. Oh, right. Currently the bars are factory, but I got two different sets of Redshift bars. So I'll be swapping those on and giving them a shot and seeing how I like those instead of these. One, a little bit extra rise and just giving me more hand positions and stuff like that. One of the bars that I got is the kitchen sink, full kitchen sink with the loop on the front. And then I also got a top shelf because my lower back actually is kind of messed up from being stupid in my younger years. So I thought that might actually be a good move for me, but we'll see. Maybe the kitchen sink is going to be plenty of rise and good enough for me. These bars are honestly not that bad. I just want something that has a little bit more back sweep and rise. If I end up going with the full kitchen sink bars, then I don't know what I'll do as far as a bag in the front. I might not want a bag on the front, but if I do the top shelf bars, I might end up going with a front bag just so I can carry camera equipment and stuff like that. And then I might actually try a Brooks C17 saddle, either the standard C17 or the cutout. I hear they're pretty good for people that don't use chamois, and they have enough spring in them because of the vulcanized rubber that they're actually pretty comfortable. So something else I was going to go over was actually this pump. So I was looking at some low profile bike pumps, and Silka had one. I forget what the model name of that particular one is, but Silka had one that I was eyeballing, but it was like $70 or $75. So this particular one that I found, thanks to some people on Reddit, I guess is basically the same thing, almost the same thing as the Silka pump that I'm blanking on the name of. And this is a Cannondale dirt mini or mini dirt pump, and then they have a mini road pump as well. So this is the Cannondale mini dirt pump. It has the same kind of functionality as the Silka that I was looking at, and it can actually, it has a hose that extends out like that, and as you can see right there, it has a little valve or latch that you can lock onto the valve of the valve stem of the tire, and then you're good. And I always like to have an actual physical pump rather than CO2 or something like that, just because, I don't know, you can use it as much as you want and you don't run out, and it's very unlikely to break. Versus CO2, you just get, you have the one go, and then electric pumps are loud and can run out of battery. I probably will get an electric pump and throw it in the frame bag as the primary, and then that might be a backup. And once I do a full frame bag, I'll probably move that. I could potentially keep it in that same spot and have the frame bag still there. I'm not sure yet, but either way, I'll be carrying that at the very least, and then potentially carrying an electronic pump as well. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh yeah, clothing wise, if you have any recommendations for cold and wet weather riding, that would be hugely appreciated. Currently, I'm planning on wearing this jacket when it's just cold but not rainy, just because it's bright orange, easy to be seen. And the shoes that I have, what are they? Giro Rambler, I believe. So they're a mesh upper, probably not the best for riding in rain. Might be able to get some booty cover type things that are waterproof for those. And then as far as I want to get a vest, either cycling specific or not, or Knots clothing, based out of San Francisco, really stands out to me. They make a lot of quality products from what I've seen. They're somewhat local to me, with me being in Sonoma County. They're in San Francisco, just like an hour away. I kind of want to go check out their shop at some point, but for me personally, their stuff is a bit pricey, even though it is worth it. So eventually, when I get some extra money, I probably will invest in some of their pieces, specifically their like commuter pants, and then they have like a Polartec Alpha vest that looks really cool to me. They have like orange and blue, so if I'm too hot wearing this, having that orange Polartec Alpha vest would actually be really nice, just so I am bright and I'm able to be seen. But as far as like pants, I just want to wear like standard commuter type pants. I'm not going to wear bib shorts or anything like that. I'll just wear standard pants that are comfortable, have a good amount of stretch, and yeah, I either, can change my pants when I get to work, or preferably just wear what I'm wearing. And if it's raining, I would probably have some rain pants over my pants, and then like a thin waterproof top over whatever I'm wearing. But if anybody has any recommendations on casual, non-super, cyclist looking clothing that's good for commuting with, let me know. Preferably more on the budget side, but as quality as possible. I know that's a fine line to walk. Budget, but quality. But there are things out there that are falling in that category. Anyway, as far as stuff on the bike, like brake pads and stuff, I don't really know what type of brake pads I'm going to go with. I'm just going to have to do my research and find something that's good for commuting, not super high performance. These Schwalbe, what are they? G1 Bite tires that come factory or stock on the Canyon Grizl and I think Grail are actually quite nice. I've been riding the bike a good amount, a little bit off-road here and there, but they seem to do really well. So unless I find something better for the same price that does just as well, I might go with the same tires for my next set of tires. And then in the next video, we're going to install some new handlebars and test out, again, the Redshift kitchen sink, full kitchen sink with the front loop, and the Redshift top shelf. And I'm going to end up going with one of those handlebars. It'll just be a matter of, is that position comfortable enough for me with just the 20 millimeters of rise, or do I go with the 50 millimeter rise top shelf bar and be a lot more upright? Again, I do have some lower back pain from being kind of stupid in my younger years. It's not terrible, but I think the top shelf bar might be a little bit overkill as far as rise for me. I might not need that much rise, but it might be perfect. I don't know. We're going to test it. And then the kitchen sink bar, I don't know if I'll need that front loop, although being in that, front position, kind of more stretched out, might also be good for the back as well. But yeah, we'll just have to see. The only downside that the front loop on the full kitchen sink is you either go with their proprietary bag that they made for that loop, or you go with like a feed bag that sits inside that loop. Otherwise, front bag is basically impossible for that bar versus the top shelf bar. You can either go with the bag that Redshift made for that bar, or you can go with, I would imagine, most bar bags. So I guess that would be another benefit of the top shelf bar, is being able to do a bar bag and not having to worry about a loop being in the way. I don't fully know if I will need a bar bag if I have a saddle bag with tools and then I have a full frame bag for, you know, extra jacket or rain gear if I need to bring it, and then water and stuff like that. Although I do plan on filming a lot of my commuting to and from work, just to kind of go over the experience and new things for me that are popping up, and you know, what I like about commuting, what I don't like about commuting, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, we'll see what comes with all that. But if I do have a bar bag, it would be a great place to have some camera equipment. I have the Osmo Pocket 3 here that I could stow in there, but I could also have my Osmo Action stowed in there and then pop it out and throw it on an action cam mount from time to time. So that would be the benefit of having a front bar bag, as well as being able to just keep my phone in there and then quick little bites or gel or whatever for when I need it. Anyway, thanks for watching this video of me rambling on about my future kind of project for this bike, and also future plans for a lot more bike commuting to work. Currently I don't get out enough, and when I do get out and go for a good spin, it feels really good. So I think making this plan for myself to get out and basically force myself to do a lot more cycling is actually going to be huge for my mental health as well as physical health. That's why I'm doing it. Oh, also, this helmet. This is a Giro Pro Light. I've had this helmet for so long. It does the job. This thing is, this little strip on the back here is supposed to be like elasticy. It is not anymore. This is quite an old helmet. I know you're supposed to replace your helmet every, like, what, 5 years or something? This helmet is from 2010, I believe. Maybe even earlier than that. Does it have a year? December 2011. So, 2011. I need a new helmet. I was thinking POC helmets. I really like the way they look and feel, comfort-wise. They feel really good on my head, just the shell shape. But they're expensive. But I think when it comes to helmet and certain other aspects of your wardrobe or bike, it doesn't make sense to cheap out. So I think I'm going to get a POC Omni Air, or if I can find one, Omni Ultra. The Omni Ultra is kind of gimmicky, but I do actually like the fact that it has some elastic straps on the side, and I could actually put like a flashlight in there to use as a headlight. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get a standard like Petzl headlamp for the commuting, as well as the light that will be on the bike itself. The actual bike light that I plan on getting is also very expensive, but it is very bright, the perfect amount of brightness for commuting, and for its size, it's pretty big, but it's not that bad. USB-C rechargeable, and that would be the exposure lights, Diablo. And then with that Lezyne Strip Drive Pro tail light, I should be set for lights. Just carry a little battery bank with me in case I need to recharge the taillight at work or whatever. That's my bike, that's my setup, that's my plan. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye.